Everybody, welcome to this video here on Marvel Avengers Alliance. Today, our background soundtrack is brought to you by ambient music for study, work, focus, concentration, and you're going to need to concentrate on all this new shit that we got to go over. The new suits and the Tony Stark sale over here. Kind of what we can almost say this is like the Steam Summer Sale. So, we have daily login rewards that are going to go for roughly 2 weeks. They are going to be 50,000 silver, 8 gold. I'm going to skip the CP. I'm just going to focus on the silver because purple points is probably third place in the usage of all these. So, 50,000 silver, 8 gold, 10 gold, the rapier, 12 gold, 500k silver, 14 gold, 16 gold, the Grace Note, 18 gold, 5 million silver, 20 gold. So, this generally negates a group boss. The 5 million is pretty nice. And this isn't an escalating set of rewards. If you can't log in daily, look at the schedule and go, I have to log in these days. Like, I never got the rapier. I really need that. We all need the 5 million silver. So, I mean, that is, you know, that's a Spec Ops worth of a group boss right there. And I think total, if I remember my math right, it's about 98 gold that we're getting. So, hey, I mean, we're getting about 100. Now, some Debbie Downers have been like, well, you know, we might be getting all these ISOs are expensive and the suits are expensive. And we're getting 16 soon. 5 million silver ain't shit. 100 gold ain't shit. It's something. I mean, we can't be spoon-fed all of this stuff. I mean, I do truly believe Playdom definitely owes us a silver. Like, absolutely. The rest of the stuff, the gear, the CP, I mean, it's certainly good for some people. They may have this, and it may be a free reforge, which is really nice. But the 100 gold, I think, is definitely pretty cool. And I think of that one more along the lines of a bonus category, but I definitely believe that, like, they owed us the 5 million silver. I mean, I hate to sound so, why don't you check your privilege, asshole? I believe... yeah, we really should be privileged enough to get that 5 million silver. They haven't done a group boss in a while, and a lot of people have had a lot of heroes to train recently. So, as you know, the Infiltrator flight suit now works. And I mean, this comes in, it totally proves that Playdom waits for you to get complacent on something or think of something. And then they just come in and they just dick slap you, and it's like, haha, surprise. And you, like, get totally confused by everything. I mean, there's been times like, we won't have PvP a week away from PvP, and then they do it. We won't have PvP releasing at 4:20 p.m. on a Wednesday. Smoke, there it is. It's like, and then the roulette is a join, and you're like, 4:20. I can. They just do crazy stuff, and you never can predict what PD is going to do for the most part. I mean, there's a lot of people that I've been talking to in groups and online chat and on the streams, one guy in particular has, anytime anybody brings up the suit, he's like, we got the reward's the ISO. And we're like, yeah, you know, we still have the flight suit. He's like, no. So basically they said, sorry, we sucked. Here's a replacement, the Infiltrator ISO. And yeah, that's believable, and you could say that, and you could then kind of turn around and say, well, then they started the run of ISOs, so if you weren't around for the suit, no, you weren't really given a replacement placeholder in the ISO. You just got the ISO because then that's what they were doing for a little while. The Scrapper ISO, the Tactician ISO, the Blaster ISO, all those PvP ones. But everybody pretty much believed the suit was in the shed by like a dead lawnmower, a leaf blower that was missing the tube and the pull cord and a wasp nest in the upper corner. And it was like, don't go in the shed, son, there's wasps in there, and ignore that mech suit, it'll fall on you. It's rusted. And then they do this, and it's like, holy shit, what are they doing? And the suit is good. The suit's so good. I mean, it's just, I just like Pop Smoke. Get on the ground, Pop Smoke. We're going to skip that because you can find out about the Infiltrator suit itself. And if you didn't earn it, I apologize for skipping it, but let's talk about the ones that the majority of us don't know yet. So you can't really get a feel for these in-game because it doesn't tell you all the abilities. I kind of think it's shit that you're going in blind on the suits. Maybe, I was about ready to say maybe the Playdom forums have links to all this and talk about the suits, but you know, the Playdom forums, they got hacked. Okay, so here's the Scrapper suit. This is one of my favorites of all of them. I'll tell you right now, the Bruiser suit I kind of like a little bit less, but that's because it's a little less fancy. It only has 15 pieces of flare. And, you know, Tom over there, the Scrapper suit, he's wearing 30 pieces of flare, so maybe I'm a flare Nazi. If you get that joke, please tell me what movie it came from. I'll be so happy. Okay, so everything gets, all the single targets apply Fatal Blow and targeted, and it applies targeted if you get hit. Okay? Good. Ground control. Single target, ground melee, off balance, winded, pin cushion, pain. Forget the Fatal Blow, we know that. Then a range attack, grounded, impaired, neutralized, cornered, Fatal Blow. Can you see what we're building up towards here? We're building towards something. A buff. Wind up, one for all for one. So not only do you get wind up and afterburners like Rescue and Cannonball, you are getting, you don't have to technically farm for the Blind Justice anymore. If you don't want to, you're like, I'll just get the Scrapper suit. This is the Blind Justice right over here. It's like Sif's Berserking and Star-Lord and, yeah, and wind up on all of it. Just incredible planning with this. And afterburners, and then here it is, the big payoff, one enemy, ranged, thank God, exploit opportunity, ignore defense, penetrate shields, and no FISA necessary, and of course, Fatal Blow. I like the Scrapper suit a lot, I really, really do. Here's the Bruiser suit, only coming in at about 15 pieces of flare. Chachis. Replaces hard shell, receives less damage from enemy attacks, resistant to crits, so kind of, you think it's a Bruiser meta and you're gonna run blasters? Haha, middle finger. Unexploitable, again, no FISA necessary. Immune to Fatal Blows and near Fatal Blows, haha, no FISA necessary. And it's got built-in protection for single target and area attacks. I'm good. Power SWAT, jumps and lands on the enemy. Exploits stun, ground attack, but melee, unfortunately. Here's your Paragon Exploiter, and it's a shield slam. So, it exploits pressure points, and it's reaching. Now, let me tell you something. For those of you who are not familiar with Magic the Gathering, there is the colors of the rainbow, or the different manas, and, you know, all the different colors kind of are associated with different things. Green is elves and nature, and big beefy monsters, and red is direct damage and goblins and fire and lava, and tends to be fast, low-cost things, and white is like angelic and knights and shields and healing. A lot of green creatures, especially spiders in Magic the Gathering, have this thing called Reach, which allows them to hit flying targets. So, even though this is a ground attack and you haven't grounded anybody yet, it has reaching built in. This is not, you don't see this often. You normally have to ground somebody. So this is really good. Here we go. All enemies are subdued. They're incapacitated. By the way, it's a Vanthro, so hey Molly. Dizzy and exposed. So now we see a nice... This is an order you don't see too often. The level 1 is the big beefy exploiter, and all the other things are the setup, rather than like the level 9 be it. And no cooldown. It doesn't list a cooldown over here. So then we have Area Blast. All enemies are restrained, melt armor weakened and slowed, so more pressure points. So there's anti-melee, there's anti-ranged. And then finally a buff. All allies get covered like Volstagg, like Colossus, and so on and so forth. Everybody gets unyielding, so you're unexploitable, and everybody gets a shield. So again, it's like, haha, no fires are necessary. Yeah, just phenomenal stuff over here. So now let's go down to the blaster suit. And we have a bunch of stuff that I accidentally skipped past. Chance for actions not to cause a power drain. Mystical engine attacks have a chance to gain Ethereal Strike. You might still get more usage out of the ISO because this says chance. Self-destruct protocol extends recharge, allowing the mech to self-destruct, kind of like Fixer and Fatal Finish. When defeated by combat damage, the suit self-destructs and damages all enemies, so you can really skip Fatal Finish. There's no reason for it. The phase frequencies you could still make a case for, even though the suit may give it to you. Alright, so one enemy, ranged energy tech. Ethereal Strike, it says it. So, I guess this means when you are not in the suit, and then when you're in the suit, you are getting Ethereal Strike. Overexposure, first of all, it has a follow-up. And then overexposure, so this is the hemorrhaging of radiation. Kurth is going to laugh at this, but others won't. Chaos shot, which is nice. Lock on, and then you get perfect shot. This is a giant, like, this thumbs its nose at Scutum and any of those kinds of drains. You get a, this is basically the arc reactor over here. You get the slow recharge, and then you get this reactor overload rising up, and the next attack does double damage. Just for the self, so this is just for the suit. Bombs away, throws a gamma bomb at all enemies. It's ethereal. You get endemic, breakdown, and side effects. I mean, like, this is just Red Hulk's dream partner. Red Hulk is in the back corner of this suit going, yeah, yeah. This is Red Hulk's dream. General Ross, I mean, has the biggest Red Hulk boner of all time looking at this stuff. Obviously, you have to deal with FISO for the endemic. So you may want to have some kind of a purge effect somewhere, something that can remove buffs. Because the agent can't do it, he's in the suit. And then you have exploit, attrition, and finest hour, and catastrophic, all enemies, no cooldown, everything like that. I mean, yeah, this is your attrition suit right here. So this is like your Enchantress and your Songbird, and Red Hulk goes with it, and like a Pesty would go with it. But Fies is gonna have some fun trying to combat this suit a bit. Tactician 1, chance to gain an extra turn after the agent performs an action. Gearhead buff and debuff actions become quick. Take that snappy service and throw it over your shoulder. It's, you're like, oh, I don't need you for this one. Panacea support system removes a harmful status effect at the beginning of each turn. Nice. It's just, it's pretty. I tend to love tactician things in this game. Remove buffs and flanked, and then everybody gets perfect shot. You get a perfect shot. You get a perfect shot. You get a perfect shot. Fog of War, also commonly used in a lot of RTS games. It pertains to what you can and can't see on the map. Things that you can't see and are beyond your sight are considered in the Fog of War. This suit, by the way, is like almost like a walking Kurth, and you'll see why. 2-round cooldown, debuff, quick action, all enemies get biofeedback, they get intimidated, they get coward, and they get broken will. Kurth? We don't need no stinking Kurth. Throw a gizmo. That's the animation for this one. Destabilizer. One enemy gets disadvantage and hobbled, so it's like double, it double poops on infiltrators right here. It's like, oh, you know that new suit you get? And staggered, which is just great, and toe-to-toe. So it's like a Kurth Marvel suit. And then finally we get Rally Beacon, which is up every single round as a quick action. All allies get Rising Up, Recuperation, Regeneration, Heal, Shield. Every round as a quick action. It's glorious. I mean, it's so sexy. And then here's the Generalist one, which some people are thinking that maybe we're just gonna get. But I'm not too sure about that. When this is the only one that you can see some of what goes on with it in the game. Heals allies when you get into the mech armor. It applies morale boost when you get into it. So if this is your only Generalist, you can actually kind of skip morale boost. Gives adrenaline to all allies after attacking. Not too sure about that one. We'll look that up on the wiki. Personal generator gains power every round. Heals allies when you get into the mech armor. Then there's the morale boost. So, light beam. One enemy gets coordinated attack against them. So, your allies have a chance to join in when you hit them with this. And then all your allies get epiphany. Abolishing Blast. A 3-round AoE that does purged, slowed, dizzy, exposed, and weakened. So a whole bunch of pressure points over here, and purge. So we now have purged for the agent. Plague Safeguard. Come on, let's scroll here. Plague Safeguard. Immune to endemic. All allies get this. So this is like FISA in a suit over here. Immune to endemic, manipulated, paradise, loss, and despair, but not agony. And blessing. But not agony. Invigorating charge. Strength and focus fortified. World's finest on the entire team. However, not a quick action. So that, you know, that will consume a turn. And this will consume a turn. So this is a very, like, buffy suit. However, it doesn't say this has a cooldown, though. Oh my god, are you going to be able to put this up? This has got to have a cooldown. It has to. You can't... It has to, otherwise it's old Hafe to a certain... Well, no, not old Hafe. Hafe couldn't prevent against this. Is one of the things, like, it was a counter to Hafe, but... wow! So, if the AI is using this suit... Big cooldown. I really hope it doesn't just sit there and spam Plague Safeguard and not try to do the more efficient light beam. So yeah, that's what we've got coming for the suits over here. And you can see them in the store, the Generalist. Come in here with a well-ordered shopping list. I mean, it's 5 suits at 64 gold a pop. So, we're talking well over 300 gold. 320 gold over here. We're getting 100 for free along the way by the time these suits, the sale ends at least. And then hopefully they give us a gold sale. And then you just get it, like, you're going to get the gold sale, and you're going to get all the suits, and you're going to get their gold, and you're going to be flat broke. But at least you... I really think people should do their best to get the gold. However, with this gear that they claim to be selling, this might be the one that has to fall by the wayside a little bit. You might just have to forego the gear unless something really good comes around. Like, if they do the Hand of Apocalypse in this sale, I am just gonna, like, I'm gonna get my sneakers on and walk my happy ass over to Playdom's headquarters and just like dick stomp them, just like I hope the gear that they sell is just kind of like cheesy stuff, because there's so much for us to spend our money on over here between the ISOs and these suits. Crazy. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what suits you want to get, especially if you have an order like, oh, number 1 is this and number 5 is that. Like, tell me your order, and just think of how all of these could apply to the PvP. And think of how wide open Season 32 is going to be. I mean, you've got the Drain meta, you've got the Psychic meta, you've got the Physem meta, you may have an anti-Physem meta, you have the Worthy or Worthy Cloak and Dagger, you have the suits, you have the Infiltrator suit that we just got, and now we have the... Oh man, I can't even imagine why they would want to continue to give us PvP suits after this, because these mech suits are phenomenal. Like, the decision making of every inch of this game now is going to be like, oh my god, I have all these suits, I have the mech suits, I have the PvP suits, what am I going to use? Shit! So, hope you enjoyed the video, everybody. Give it a like if you liked it, and comment down below on what you think of all these suits and ISOs and everything. Peace out.